When you do logging, which means you're removing trees, you're putting more sun to the ground, something's going to grow. Something's going to fill that vacuum. That sun's energy is going to stimulate some growth. And for example, if you're in the south, maybe in pine woods or whatever, and you thin it and you don't do any follow-up, I almost promise you that's going to fill up with sweet gum trees. The hated sweet gum tree. It has almost no value for wildlife, and certainly not the financial value of some other species for future timber harvest. You've seen this driving down the road anywhere in the south. You drive by a pine stand, the tops are up here, but there's this wall down here of just solid sweet gum, low quality hardwood, sweet gums, elms, whatever. Don't do that. Current prices, it's about $100, $120 an acre to apply a herbicide over pines, usually an imazapyr-based herbicide, to control those low-quality, undesirable hardwoods, and then you can get grasses and forbs in there. Or you're following up with a lot of prescribed fire. Whatever it is, no follow-up plan, leaving it just to whatever grows, grows, almost never works out to the benefit of the landowner. Another situation is they do a thinning in hardwoods or pines, and all of a sudden you got a blue million volunteer trees coming up. Folks, stump sprouts can be fairly nutritious because you got a 20, 30, 40-year-old root system feeding that young sprout and they browse on it. But volunteer seedlings don't have that big root system, and they're not very nutritious. And I don't know about you, but I don't want my deer eating wood and toothpicks and trying to grow big antlers. That does not work out well. A follow-up plan that manages towards forbs. Forbs are what drive deer herds, folks. Broadleaf, what you might call weeds, grasses and forbs, cover and food is what we want included in that habitat. But if we just leave that willy-nilly, that almost never happens. Another part of that follow-up plan, if there's heavy slash everywhere, maybe hardwood tops or pine tops, or you felled a bunch of cedars, whatever that is, can you then do a safe prescribed fire and not hurt the trees you left standing? How is that slash being managed? So at our place, we do what we call slashing the slash. We cut those up to 4 or 5 foot lengths, get them closer to the ground. So when we do a fire through there, we get pretty decent consumption, but it's not a major rager scarring or killing all the residual trees we want to leave. Yes, that costs a little bit extra, or my guys have to work a little bit harder, but the end goal is what I'm focused on, premium wildlife habitat. And if you work to leave big white oaks or whatever it is, and then you scar them 30 feet tall because the fire's too hot, you did not meet your final objectives.